Welcome back to Saints Row 2. So, two of the gangs are gone, and we thought the Ronin were, but they're not. Let's change that today. First, however, we are running very low on things to show off, but there's still a few things I haven't gotten around to. For example, we've got the television. We've got this woman who's just spinning forever. She's in some sort of hell of her own making, I'm guessing. Geez, it spread to several women. Seem to have some kind of outbreak of this, but I'm not spinning, so I'm fine. Anyway, though, right, so, the television. Not looked at this at all, but we can view cinematics, but that's not what I'm after. I don't need to rewatch cutscenes. I'm here for Zombie Uprising, which is a minigame. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you believe in me in my fight against zombies. Alright, we're here to stop this zombie assault with naught but our fists. So yeah, this is pretty much a survival mode. They just decided, hey, got some dev time. What if there was a video game in this video game? And this is a game where you fight zombies with very limited resources. And it starts very slowly. Kinda wish it started like, I don't know, 2 or 3 levels in. I get there's supposed to be a little bit of ramp-up time. I understand that, but God, this is so dull at the start. Honestly, in general, I'm not really that fond of Zombie Uprising. I played it one time before this, and never again. And I wouldn't have played this ever again, but I figured, I'll show it off. So yeah, that's wave 1. Obviously, the farther you get, the harder it gets. There's gonna be a lot more zombies, and tougher zombies. Though you do get some amount of weapons. It's not all punching, thankfully. But like I said, your resources are pretty limited, so don't expect to be going that quickly. Just mostly punching here because there's really no reason to waste anything. Though to be fair, I don't know if your resources stack, or if they're, disposed of between rounds. I know you get more things between rounds overall. Don't worry, we get more than just whatever amount of grenades I have. It wasn't a very long meter. That was... There we go. Was that my only grenade? That might have been my only grenade. I can't tell. You know what else I don't like? The UI. I'm not fond of the UI. I think it takes up way too much of the screen. For reasons unbeknownst to me. Oh, I do have another grenade. Yeah, I'm supposed to be able to tell what my ammunition level is at, then I cannot see what that's supposed to be. I do not see a marker for it. Oh, this is a bad position to be in. I guess there's also ways to heal, but I don't believe I ran into any here. So I think, if you want to play smarter than I am, cause you can tell I just jumped in for one attempt, and did not bother learning any of this, but, you know, obviously, you should take more stock of your situation. Don't get into positions like I've been getting into, where you're kinda just surrounded because you walked forward and started punching. Should move around, make sure you're not surrounded. And then, oh god, they're on fire. Oh, they're on fire. Fire hurts you, obviously. But yeah, don't get yourself chomped on. Pay attention. Flaming zombies are also a problem because, I mean, A, in the first place, they're very fast. They're gonna come right after you. But also, the fire's just there for a bit, it lingers. And like I said, fire's still bad. You don't get to ignore it just because it's not on a currently active zombie. It's not just there for show, but yeah, the game will also tell you periodically to be careful with your weapons. Unfortunately, even the melee weapons die eventually. This machete doesn't last forever. Oh. Hey, quit eating that guy, stop it. There's not even that much meat left on him. Oh, yep, there goes the machete. Well, that was inconveniently timed. Oh, well, down I go. So like I said, take stock of your situation. Otherwise, zombies will rush in and set you on fire. Yeah, it says failed. I didn't bother getting to any sort of victory screen, because I really don't care. That's not my thing at all. So yeah, now we're going to go out and buy us a new pad. So yeah, a while back I mentioned this boat that is not available for purchase in Vanilla, but is in Gentleman of the Row, so let's just carefully move down here. Carefully. Carefully. There we go. Yep, nope, perfect landing. Perfect landing. Perfect, couldn't be better. I don't remember where I parked it, at least. Oh, right, and before I forget to mention, there is a reward. As per usual, you can get, respect for it. But you don't get money because it's a video game. You do, however, get a zombie mask as well. But yeah, like I said, I don't care about that. What I do care about is this boat, which is not going to explode. That might seem like a non sequitur, but there is precedent. So this, of course, being Gentleman of the Row specific, there aren't any alterations you can make to this place. It looks like what it looks like. And much like Aisha's house, yeah, that's just it. It is a nice new addition. Though, honestly, it's really more just for show than anything else. It's not a particularly useful landmark. Like, you're not gonna want to come out here for anything in particular. So, you know, this is basically just for bragging rights and perhaps anybody young enough to go, oh dang, cool, a boat that was really hard to unlock and get to? Well, I'm gonna hang out here all the time. And then you'll just do that. Oh, hey. Don't think I'm gonna be flying that thing. But yeah, so unless you fall under one of those categories, it's not really a big deal that you come out here. It's a lot of money for a boat. Honestly, Aisha's house as a hideout is a much more useful one that was added to Gentleman of the Row. Just because that's in the perfect position to make it so you don't always spawn at the boathouse on that side of the city. Trust me, it's really annoying when you save over there and spawn at a place that doesn't have vehicles. That is not my favorite thing about Vanilla. I always have to make sure to go back to one of the hideouts, as long as I'm playing that version. Anyway though, enough of that stuff, though there is one more thing I want to cover. A bit of a miscellany thing before we get back into the main mission. First, however, we do have one last stronghold.
After Kuji touched down stateside, he decided he was gonna reopen the Ronin's gambling operations. We don't gotta worry about the cops being on our ass for busting up the operation this time. That casino was hidden in the basement of the Marshall Winslow Rec Center. One of my boys has been staking the place out. He'll tell you how to get to the casino. Once you're inside, you should have no problem tearing that place up.
Right, so I actually saved a stronghold for pre-finale. So now you can see what happens when you don't have all of them done. It just means you only have access to the strongholds and the mission doesn't appear until you're done with them. It's actually not terribly thrilling. It is exactly what you think it would be. It simply does not appear. Right, so we gotta wreck this rec center, starting with you. God, your reaction time was terrible. Right, so, number one thing I want to mention while we are down here breaking everything we can find. So, a while ago I mentioned how the underground is not available in every single car. And, you know, I double-checked that afterwards, and I haven't actually mentioned until now, but the real reason for that is slightly more complicated than just it's pirate radio, so it's not in every car. See, how it actually works is, of course, you know, like I did say, it's pirate radio. That's not like a marketing gimmick or anything, it is actually pirate radio, located in Stillwater. However, its range is actually limited. So yes, all along, that has actually been how it works. I will bring up where it is exactly on screen now. People have pinpointed it. You can find it, sort of, in the world, in the same way you can find all the other radio stations. You can know that they exist. You can't really enter them or anything, though. There's nothing really to it outside of just acknowledging, hey, this is here, that's cool. But yeah, no, like, it has limited range, so the farther you are from that central point where their radio tower is actually located, the worse the signal actually gets, and you can just straight up not have it available in certain locations. Though, that being said, I think it is actually still limited to certain cars as well. I think if you pick random cars, they don't necessarily have it tuned in. Because I distinctly remember being in, like, the airport area and not being able to find him. But, like, that should be close enough. But yeah, that I think is really cool, that they actually thought of that and really implemented that in the game. So, yeah, the pirate radio actually does work like pirate radio. It's not just everywhere, because they don't have the resources or the legality to operate from much farther away. It is only for Stillwater. Even though the host there hates basically every person in Stillwater. Though, in fairness, I don't think that would be much different if he lived elsewhere. But yeah, I will also mention that is absolutely one thing that I did not stick to, because quite frankly, it's kinda difficult. I mean, first off, I did not remember it until I looked it up, so there's that. But even if I did know it, I don't know if I necessarily would have stuck with it. It's definitely a cool concept, and I did want to stick mostly to how the game operates with its stuff. And maybe I am just saying that because I realized all too late how exactly it works, but I feel like I just want a more clear audio experience. Like, I don't want to muffle the audio the way the game might. But there is also just the fact that, like, I'd be very bad at it. Like, okay, granted, there's the mini-map, but I'm kind of bad at actually, like, pinpointing exactly where I am and kind of connecting that to where the radio tower would be. Like, I cannot keep where that radio station is in my head at all times. The minimap isn't good enough. I would lose track so easily. That is simply not the thing that I personally am equipped for. I don't know. Maybe with more time I might have considered it, you know? Like, yeah, if I had a hyperbolic time chamber, I might just go and be like, yeah, okay, I will get this as close to legitimate as possible. But yeah, that's not how it shook out, so shrug. Yeah, maybe that's just the reason that you play Saints Row 2 for yourself. So you can get the legitimate underground experience. Not ruined by this LP. 0 out of 10 LP. Completely ruined how the underground is supposed to sound. Anyway, we're almost done with the stronghold, and damn, this man simply will not die. That's what you get for not getting out of the way. Anyway, yeah, this is pretty much just... you carve a trail of destruction through the secret underground casino they have. And now we're back up, and we just had to take care of the reinforcements, which, you know, they're not reinforced particularly well. It's like the gang's almost dead or something. Dang. Well, too bad you don't have men to spare, because, kinda just walked in and kinda ruined your whole operation. Well, there goes another Ronin casino. They are really bad at holding on to these things, huh? Alright, there we go. So we've got 2 more neighborhoods to own, and then we're done. That's an odd number, considering we're almost done with the Ronin. Ah, well. Anyway, right. So, now that we are done with that, we're still on the lookout for Kazuo. And, you know, that's not really the boss's job. It's her job to find and kill all these guys once they're, actually out in the open. But, we have somebody else to delegate to actually finding people, so... I guess we'll just head on down to the local strip club for the time being. I don't see why not, you know? Just, head in, spend some time, and by the end of that we'll see if anybody's found the last of the Ronin. And if they have found the last of the Ronin, well, there ain't gonna be samurai anymore now, are there? Alright, so let's just park here, and... wouldn't you know it, there's the Ronin mission marker. Alright, well, how are we gonna be interrupted from this one?
You don't need to follow me like a child.
The boss asked me to make sure the Ronin don't crash your party, and that's what I'm gonna do. Wong. Get out of here.
Wong, leave us, cripple. Be thankful for the merciful deaths you and your rabble are receiving. It's nothing compared to what I will do to the Saints when I'm through here.
You talk too much.
You got good timing.
Mr. Wong needs your help.
What's wrong?
The Ronin have attacked the Heritage Festival. Mr. Wong won't last against Koji.
Where's Gat?
He ran off to fight the Ronin as they approached.
Sit tight. I'm on my way.
Alright, so here's the finale. Hope you like Mr. Wong, because he is the guy who's going to die if we don't get there fast enough. So, this initial bit's not too bad, though. As always, motorcycles really aren't great for missions when people are actively after you. They're fast, but, like, if you get rammed by a car when you're on a motorcycle, it tends to go poorly. See example 10 right here. Anyway, I don't have time for you guys, so I'm just gonna... Nope, I see you trying to pull me off the motorcycle. Y'all can just stop there. Right, so, first suggestion, maybe take the car they give you. It's fast enough to get where we're going. I mean, the nitro's nice, but, you know, if it's between motorcycle and vehicle you're not going to be launched out of, maybe go with a safer option. Unless you're me and you're very good at video games. See, I drove the motorcycle on the beach. Go me. Alright, so, here's the slightly more difficult portion. The only way we can reach the Heritage Festival fast enough is by water, but here's this helicopter with unlimited barrels. Just filled with, I don't know, gunpowder? It's something that's exploding. And yeah, no, they never run out ever. So it can be pretty tricky to weave through these. Your watercraft can take more hits than you might expect, but it can't take a lot of punishment, so... if it starts nailing you with a lot of these explosive barrels, you might just want to slow down. Or take wider turns, you know, stuff like that. But ideally, you want to find a better way to just weave through these things. Sometimes we'll try to pull the whole, like, aiming for where you're going, so you basically have to anticipate that and kind of work that into your weave. Just go back and forth, and understand that you turn the moment you're pretty sure who's ever flying that thing is going to drop something on you. And even then, it's really easy to get kicked out of your pattern. Thankfully, they leave eventually, and I don't know why. Like, they found us very quickly. They don't even own that strip club anymore. I don't know how they've been able to figure out where we are, but... yeah, thankfully there isn't a helicopter raining explosive barrels on you throughout this whole mission, because that would make things harder. Right, so, as always, here's a good strategy. When cars start coming at you, just take the cars and start running people over. It's kind of the same thing in all final missions, or, well, not quite the Brotherhood mission, because that one's actually just a boss fight, but the penultimate mission works a little more like, the Zombie or the Ronin do. There's a pretty long stretch of level where there's just gonna be guys spawning at you, and you have to deal with them. As an aside, though, while we're here, I gotta say, it can be really easy to forget that Gad is actually very good at murder. Like, he jobs in the first game for a mission. You know, he gets his leg shot, and then Dex makes fun of him for the prosthetic he needs for a bit. And in this game, he gets taken out because somebody stabs him, which is bad enough as it is, but then he removes the sword. So yeah, obviously he loses a lot of blood, and that's gonna mess up his organs. And he's gone for more missions in a row. Even if you're only playing Ronin, it's still more than just the single in-between mission that you get for the first game. But yeah, no, I think that intro cutscene proves that, like, no, yeah, actually he is very good. When he's not getting fucked up, he's actually real good at murder. First off, yeah, that kill with the car, when he just slams the door into the person and shoots both people in there, yeah, that one's brutal. And he is just completely stoic while he does it. And the other thing is, he does just face down a whole army of vehicles at the end there. And now you can assume that the only reason there aren't even more reinforcements than there already are is because Gat is off-screen killing them. That's how they excuse Gat not being with you for the last mission. He's too busy killing more people. Things would be worse if he weren't just out there slaughtering dozens upon dozens of people with ease. Right, so, unfortunately these boats are on fire, which makes traversal a little harder. I will also say, you are in a hurry. We have Wong's health there. But you do want to be careful, because there's a few points where the best way to move forward is to probably take a risky fall. So I definitely want to clear some of these guys out, because I'm about to leap down and... Okay, cool. I did not crumple to the floor, but if I did, would not want a lot of enemies shooting me after that. And boy, Wong's taking a lot of stabs, huh? Alright, just make sure not to get stabbed again, or I'm screwed. You know, I don't feel like I've taken that long to get to Wong, but, he took some pretty big hits. I don't know what the fight actually looks like. Don't know how it's progressing, but, let's just assume it's about to go badly. And maybe figure out, how to get upstairs. No, this does seem like our best, staircase, right? Yep, no fire, cool. Alright, we're good.
I hope you put up more of a fight than Shogo.
Alright, it's our final battle with Kazuo, which of course means it's our second sword duel. That's right, the Junichi mission was not the only one where we had to deal with swordplay. This one, however, I'm gonna level with you, far easier. For one, you're probably used to how this works, even if it's been a while since you fought Junichi. However, he doesn't actually have underlings. It's just a straightforward duel. It's just one-on-one. And honestly, his animations really aren't that different. Like, he might throw you a little more frequently than Junichi did, but he's really not difficult at all. And yeah, no, I do wish it were more than just counters. But that really is all it comes down to. You wait for him, you kick him, and that's it. Two things I want from the final battle set piece. First off, more fire. Would have been cool. But also probably would have tanked performance if it was too much. So I get why that's not there. But also, I really kind of wish that, you know, countering could be a big part of it, but maybe I could get a few more stabs in myself. Like, as it stands right here, it's not really a cool final battle. I'm kind of just kicking an old man. I'm not gonna say it feels mean-spirited, because he's a dick, but like, not really as exciting as it could be, though. He is refusing to die, and he keeps throwing me. Like the prick that he is. Come on. Oh, okay, well, I suppose I deserve that, but still. I gotta try something, and I didn't do intimidation yet. Alright, here we go. And you're dead.
Anyone else want their ass kicked?
I mean, there's one guy on the map, he might.
Did you really think you could match my skill?
No. I'm gonna cheat.
Finish it.
Put Wong on the phone. Hey Wong, I want you to hear something. Come on, be a good sport. You hear that, Wong? You're welcome. Thanks.
When I escape, the world will not be big enough for you to hide in.
Luckily for me, you're gonna burn to death in a few minutes. Your son never should have fucked with my friends.
Buck wild that might be one of the least brutal deaths in the game. Like, by any other game's measure, stabbing a man, making him scream on the phone with his mortal enemy, and then leaving him to fucking burn, that would be pretty bad. Here, though? No, that's honestly pretty, tame compared to what we've done to a lot of other people. It's kind of straightforward. Alright, so let's see. Okay, there's the Gentleman of the Row stuff. Hell of a good description, too. Alright, and a Pierce outfit. Anything else? You know, I've played this in the 360 file, and I don't remember if that's what you get here. I don't remember if you normally unlock Mr. Wong. Anyway, though, doesn't matter, because we're done here. Stillwater now belongs to the Saints. The Somdi, the Brotherhood, and now the Ronin are all gone for good. So, alright, and with Julius out of the way as well, we can do stuff like this. I fail to see the problem Julius saw in taking over an entire town with gang violence. I think this all looks pretty cool. But yeah, they're all gone, which means the world is now our oyster. So, yeah, I guess that's the end of Saints Row 2. We'll kind of just hang around for a bit. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I know the boss is going to enjoy this new, other gang-free city. Yep, no other forces I've forgotten about. Certainly not.
As many of you know, the restoration of Saints Row is a tremendous success, but that was just the beginning of what Old Tor has in mind for Stillwater. This is Shivington. Once a pristine set of tenement homes, this neighborhood has devolved into a dangerous ghetto filled with undesirables such as these. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, ugly buildings, unwashed masses, what the hell is Old Tor thinking? My friends, we are thinking about the future. Picture this, glass towers, clean streets, and no one below the poverty line trying to wash your car. Impossible? For a lesser company? Maybe. Now, I'm not here to make idle promises or vague predictions. No offense to all of you politicians out there. No, I'm here to show you how we're going to do it. Now, obviously, before we can remodel Shivington, we need to own the land. So how do we do that? By directing the gangs towards Sunnyvale. Not only are we lowering the number of our detractors, we are lowering the property value as well, which means when we buy the land, the savings get passed on to you, the stockholders. The gangs cripple each other. We direct funds to the Stillwater Police Department, they increase police presence, and pretty soon, all those nasty little gangbangers are gone. Crime stops, property value goes up, and now your population looks like this.